When it comes to surprising and awesome character transformations, no media property can touch Dragon Ball Z's crown. The long-running sequel to Akira Toriyama's original Dragon Ball series, and prequel to the even more over-the-top Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z follows Earth's perennial hero, the Saiyan warrior Son Goku, as he defends his adoptive planet and various other parts of the universe from a rogue gallery of colorful villains. Along the way, practically every hero and villain of consequence changes his physical characteristics at least once, ascending to a new level of skill and strength in a bid to dominate the battlefield. Here are some of the most epic Dragon Ball Z transformations ever. Majin Buu to Kid Buu. Late in the series, magically summoned baddie Majin Buu, a servant of the evil wizard Babidi, gives the Z fighters a serious run for their money. He bounces and giggles and floats all over the battlefield like a hyperactive pink marshmallow. A chain of events reveals that Buu's pudgy appearance is the result of powerful beings he's absorbed in his past. Goku and Vegeta in combined form get Buu to absorb them, and then from inside his body they eventually manage to force him to expel all his previously absorbed entities. This causes Buu to revert to his original ancient form, Kid Buu. His appearance isn't that surprising. He's basically a shorter version of the Super Buu form seen earlier during the saga, but the crazy way he returns to this original, purest, and most dangerous form makes it a truly epic transformation. The fact that Kid Buu, now free of the calming influence of other personalities, immediately decides to destroy the Earth just for the fun of it makes the whole thing even more mind-boggling. Goku and Vegeta to Vegito. Speaking of the Majin Buu saga, this late stage of Dragon Ball Z gives fans their first glimpse of fusions. There are two ways to fuse fighters together in a new, even more powerful combined being. The simplest is a pair of earrings, called Potara earrings, given to Goku by the old Kai as a last-ditch ace in the hole against Buu. When two beings wear one earring each, they're fused together, but the fusion is in most cases permanent, making Goku and Vegeta's choice to combine into the mighty Vegito very serious. Fortunately for Bulma and Chi-Chi, once Vegito is absorbed by Buu, the condition inside his body caused the two to separate once again. But the sheer determination it took for the two heroes to combine, and the treat of seeing the show's two all-time fan-favorite characters merged into one, makes this transformation one for the record books. Larval Cell to Perfect Cell. For something that starts out looking like a giant bug, Dr. Jiro's evil genetic creation Cell ends up packing a heck of a punch on the battlefield. Though it takes some time for the villain to work his way up from draining civilians for energy to absorbing his fellow Dr. Jiro-created baddies androids 17 and 18, and finally achieving his perfect form, the complete transformation from Chikata-esque larva to skinny bug person to beefy bruiser and finally the ultimate organic fighting machine is one of the most radical and consistently surprising chains of events in the series. As a chimera made of genetic material from the world's most powerful warriors, including Goku, Piccolo, and Trunks, Cell is no pushover. At every turn, the Z fighters try and fail to stop his evolution. It's only well after he reaches his full power that he's finally defeated by Goku's son Gohan. Gohan goes ape. Though it came as no surprise to fans of the original Dragon Ball series, fans new to the show's mythology were almost as shocked as Piccolo when Goku's toddler-age son Gohan gets accidentally exposed to the light of a full moon and morphs into an enormous, rampaging ape beast with glowing red eyes. This transformation is a natural power of the Saiyan warrior race, one that seemingly stems from their tails. All the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z, including Gohan, eventually lose their tails and the ability to transform into great apes along with them. In the meantime, though, as Gohan's reluctant guardian during Goku's time in the afterlife, Piccolo has his hands full just trying to stay alive when the moon shines bright and ape Gohan starts smashing mountains and stomping giant holes in the ground. Frieza, and more Frieza. If we had to choose one villain, a through-and-through villain, sorry Vegeta, to represent the entire Dragon Ball Z TV show, this white and purple intergalactic tyrant would be the obvious choice. The star of the first saga that really showed off just how long an epic DBZ story arcs could get, Frieza is the ruler of the known universe, and such bad news that even Goku's friend and mentor King Kai does everything in his power to convince our hero to avoid fighting him at all costs. Over the course of the story, we not only learn that Frieza is responsible for the destruction of the Saiyan homeworld, but that he has more transformations than even the most ludicrous video game boss. Not only does he exhibit 4 primary forms during his titanic fight with Goku and the gang on planet Namek, he also has an adjustable power level in his final perfect form. He even briefly shows up later in the show in yet another form, having been robotically reconstructed by his father King Cold. Goku goes Super Saiyan. Sure, it turned out to be the first of many Super Saiyan transformations for the DBZ gang, but no transformation in the series is quite as electrifying as the first time Goku goes blonde. Facing down the final form of Frieza at long last, Goku stands alone, his friends defeated. Even his greatest rival Vegeta has been killed in a surprisingly poignant turn of events. Determined to at least save the others, Goku instructs them to flee the dying planet Namek, leaving him alone on the planet with Frieza. The final straw comes when Frieza ruins Goku's plan by killing his oldest friend Krillin, who he's known since almost the very beginning of the original Dragon Ball manga, and then announces his plan to kill Goku's son Gohan next. Needless to say, that's just about the last mistake Frieza ever makes. The transformation that follows, Goku's golden aura, his blue-green eyes, his unbelievable power, and incredible rage, stands as one of Dragon Ball Z's most memorable and iconic moments. So what's your favorite epic Dragon Ball Z transformation? Which final forms make you go ape? Be sure to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't be afraid to post at your full power. And remember, subscribe to CBR for more transformative videos about all the TV shows, movies, comics, and games you love. Thanks for watching.